Everyone stop. Stop what you're doing. Right now. I have news. It's only been out for like an hour. I'm telling you, it's important. They're making a Top Gun 2.
Oh, God.
I feel the need for speed.
Welcome to the Pop Culture Cult.
Okay, Goose is dead, and Tom Cruise is old. So how's that?
Is Viper coming back? Is Iceman gonna be able to fit in a flight suit? Hi. Sorry. Shot to Val Kilmer. I'm Sean.
I'm Janice.
And I didn't point this time. I did that time. Fuck, I'm gonna get it where I don't. And welcome. We're all kinds of okay, I'm all kinds of crazy because Phoenix Comic Con is in 2 days. And luckily I actually have work to do the next 2 days, or I would probably kill myself, or my wife would try to kill me from all the excitement that I'm sitting. It came out really important, and more important information. We're getting a Transformer.
Yes, it's a moped.
And it's doing photos and signings.
I'm not sure how that's gonna. Maybe it'll just run over a piece of paper.
I have questions. Yeah,
Run over
it with its name on it or whatever. Maybe
it's a little moped, so it just
yeah.
runs over it and leaves tire tracks.
That would be actually, it's kind of cool. I think it's cool that the Transformers are promoting their movie at our con, at least a little bit. They did it a few years ago. Was that 13? 14? I think this was the first year we went together, but we only went for like a Saturday, and they had a bunch of Transformer stuff sitting out. And they had like a life-size Optimus Prime in the lobby and stuff, and it was actually really cool. So I think that's cool. But we're really excited about Phoenix Comic Con. We're gonna go see Alan Tudyk. This is why I'm wearing my Firefly stuff. And then our Star Trek Continues posters up there. We're gonna go see a screening of one of those, and we have tickets to the party. We're gonna take a bunch of videos. You'll also be able to find us on Friday. We'll have the Pop Culture Cult shirts, and we'll have bags to give away with prizes. So if you happen to see us, please, stop us, and we will be more than happy to give you some prizes. And I'm excited.
I know.
I'm trying to stay calm. I'm excited because it's actually like a vacation. Well, kind of like a vacation.
It's a staycation.
It's a staycation. The Sheridan where we're staying is like 15 minutes from our house, maybe 20 if the freeway traffic sucks. So we wanted to go over some stuff. We have some sad stuff to start with, and then we're gonna go into some other things, more fun things. It came out this morning that Roger Moore, best known for his role in the Cannonball Run movies.
I think he's probably better
for being Bond.
James Bond. Yeah.
He passed away last night at the ripe old age of 89, and it's a good life, especially considering he was the oldest hired Bond. He did more Bond movies than everybody else, and so I think he lived a pretty good life. So I'm sad to see, I would say, important stars to pass. It came out this afternoon that the chick from Clerks, the original Clerks, passed away today too.
Oh wow.
The girlfriend.
Yeah.
I cannot remember her name right off the top of my head, but that came out this afternoon too. So celebrate life, have fun, go to Comic-Con, be silly, but remember that this is just for fun. There's actually like real stuff going on. Manchester, England, that kind of thing. So and then some other news came out yesterday, and this is going to be a little more involved of kind of trying to explain the story. Zack Snyder, who is directing Justice League, is stepping down from directing and producing along with his wife. His wife is one of the other producers on the movie. Their daughter died in March, and they have tried to get back into the flow of things to finish the movie, and they can't. And so they are choosing to step down, and they have brought in Joss Whedon to help finish the process and finish with any extra shooting they needed to do. They had already hired him to write some extra scenes for the movie, and now he's going to finish the post production, the extra scenes that they're filming, and then the editing process and stuff like that he's going to help on. Sad for Snyder and his and their family, but B, cool on Joss Whedon for stepping up and stepping in. What are you thinking?
Cool.
Yeah. I think we were talking about this last night, and the first thing I kind of said was, I'm never gonna say this until on a more regular basis, but good on Warner Brothers, good on DC. They offered to push back the movie. They've offered to help Snyder as much as they can, but Snyder's like, no, this is going to be a longer process than me and my wife being able to handle everything. We need to finish the movie and put it out and let people see it, which means he's really excited about it, but he also needs to take a step away. And one of the things I did here today was, some people were like, why is it now almost June and you're saying that you're stepping away? Well, they had actually finished primary photography and had done a rough cut of the movie, and then there was a 3-month period where they actually weren't doing anything with the movie. Everybody else was off filming other movies or working on other things or whatever. So that we're now getting to the point of everybody getting back together, and the Snyders are like, we just can't, even after this break, we still can't get back together and get, and which is way more important. Taking care of the family is way more important than filming some comic book movie. So thoughts with the Snyder family, but pretty excited that Joss Whedon is gonna put his fingers into the DC pie, and hopefully it doesn't end up like Age of Ultron. I liked Age of Ultron. Everybody else is a hater on it. Anyways, fun stuff. Let's do some speculations.
Okay.
Are you ready for speculations?
Sure.
Talking about the DC Warner Brothers fuck fest.
That sounds way more fun than it probably
is, yeah. So there's been 3 directors named in the running to direct the Flash movie. The Flash movies had 3 rewrites, and 4 directors, and everything. So the 3 names that have come out, and they all said they want to do it, and they're all in. One is Robert Zemeckis, who's done Forrest Gump and Contact, the Back to the Future series. Back to the Future series is kind of interesting because then you can do Flashpoint and then change the whole DCEU. Anyways, Matthew Vaughn.
Thanks, Barry.
Thanks, Barry. Matthew Vaughn, who did the Kick-Ass, X-Men First Class. He's done the Kingsman movies. That would be, you could do the fun silliness of the flashness with that kind of director. The flashness. That's it's the best way to put it. And then Sam Raimi is the 3rd candidate. He did the original Spider-Man movies. He's also done Army of Darkness and Oz and the Great and Powerful, so he understands big budget movies. And he did the first 2 Spider-Mans, and they were really good. The 3rd one was kind of shit, and then they did another one, and then that was shit. And now we have Tom Holland and the whole...
Right.
Right.
The whole reboot for the however many.
Yeah,
time.
Homecoming and dogs and cats living together. So who's your pick off the top there?
I'm gonna say Matthew Vaughn.
Okay.
Because we really liked the Kick-Ass movies, X-Men, Kingsman. I don't know if he's gonna be busy. I don't, are they doing another Kingsman?
He said that he already has stuff ready to do a 3rd Kingsman.
Yeah.
So that would be kind of cool. I'm having a hard time not saying yes to Robert Zemeckis.
Yeah, it would just be a different feel. That would be probably more serious.
Right.
I don't know. I think that maybe that's not what they need in the DC universe, in the movie verse right now. But
yeah.
I don't know.
This is another example of DC going after. They're talking to Mel Gibson about doing Suicide Squad 2. and Robert Zemeckis. These are people with gold statues for directing, and so that's a big deal. They are like, let's go get some big boys and have them come in here. Let's not do what the Marvel thing is. Marvel's thing is let's get a bunch of newer directors from genres and have them do a Marvel movie within that kind of their genre of kind of stuff. DC, it looks like they're going to go after some big hitters, and so.
Well, yeah, they need to right the ship quickly.
Apparently, Wonder Woman is amazing. So, apparently. June 2nd, it comes out. We're seeing it on the 4th or something like that. In other Spider-Man news, the whole internet exploded last week when it was announced that Tom Hardy was cast as a lead in the Venom movie.
Another crossover player in the DC universe.
Yeah, and now
into the Marvel
doing the Marvel thing. So, if you don't know, Venom's kind of the anti-hero. He's in the Spider-Man universe. He's kind of Spider-Man's arch frenemy.
Frenemy. Yeah.
I think his frenemy is a good word.
They were buddies, right? And his dad is. Oh my gosh. I'm thinking the OG Spider-Man, his dad, they were best friends, and then his dad became a bad guy, and...
You're thinking of the Green Goblin.
Green Goblin was his dad, right?
No. I don't think so. I don't think so. We're terrible, huh? He is a friend. He is one of Peter Parker's friends, but...
Yeah, well, in the OG ones, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
He was, I can't think of his name.
Not Von Doom, that's... Fantastic Four.
No.
Wow, we're terrible. We should have had some more notes. But the big thing is that they are going to have Tom Hardy in. Hopefully he'll have more lines than grunting. And the other thing is, it looks like if they're going to do a proper Venom movie, they're going to make it rated R. Or at least push that way. This is outside of the Spider-Man universe. It's being done by Sony, so it's not in conjunction with Marvel. And then they're gonna...
So it's a standalone Venom movie?
It's a standalone Venom movie.
Okay.
And right now, there's nothing saying that it'll be within the Marvel Universe or that Tom Holland will show up at all as Spider-Man.
Right. All right.
So that's a little interesting, and I think they've talked about doing the Sinister Six, which is all of the the Spider-Man bad guys getting together, and then Venom is going to go after them. That was kind of a rumor on the internet. I don't know if that's really what's going to happen, but that's kind of what they're talking about. And I love Tom Hardy. I think Tom Hardy would be awesome, being able to speak not like this. I was born in the darkness. So I just think that it would be cool to see him play something else, and Venom is very different, but I also rather see him do Taboo season 2.
Probably do them both.
Probably,
but
they probably won't start filming this until beginning of next year anyway. So, and then in reboot news, why? It's been 5 minutes and 6 movies, and now we're going to decide to do another 6 movies in the Resident Evil universe. What are they thinking?
They'll do one, it'll flop, and then they'll go, oh.
Now, when I wrote the notes for this, there was talk that they're keeping everything, like the director and who was doing all this stuff and everything, under wraps. It came out a little bit later that, at least today, that the people behind it are going to do much more of a horror-based, kind of like the game.
Oh, okay.
I don't care. I liked, what did they call it? Resident Evil Las Vegas or whatever, that one. It was super campy. It wasn't campy. It was a zombie movie in the desert. And that's about the only one I think we've seen the first one, which was okay. And I really like Mila Jovovich, and I really like the thought process of that video game genre kind of thing. But I just...
Yeah, I'm not, I mean, pretend one comes out, it's like, oh, okay, that's nice.
Yeah, I'm not getting it. So
No.
I don't know. Some TV stuff. We did a Doctor Who review this week. It's on the channel. We'll put it up at the end here. And this was called Extremis. We're Extremis! And very, very good episode. We did a full review of it. It's on the channel. Please give it a watch. So Supernatural came out, and I'm not really sure how this is going to work. At something, whatever, Jared and Jensen were at some industry thing or whatever, and they're talking about Supernatural because they're going into the 13th season. And in that discussion, they announced that they're going to do a crossover Scooby-Doo cartoon episode.
Is it really a crossover? Is Scooby-Doo still on?
Yeah. I would have gotten away with it. It was those pesky Winchester kids. If that's not a line in the show, it's just not.
Ruh-roh, Reggie.
Yeah. Like zoinks. So, okay. I'm about 3/4 of the way through season 4 of Supernatural. I know I'm way behind. Calm the fuck down. And we have the big Supernatural con here in like a week and a half. And I'm still thinking about maybe going. And I've watched enough of the show to know this is not jumping the shark. This is not a jumping the shark kind of thing. But,
Right.
yeah, really? Although I said the same thing about the musical Flash crossover episode, and we just watched it because we're gonna go watch the finale of Flash as soon as we're done here, and it was really good.
It was.
That episode was really good.
But like I said, the girl that plays Supergirl and Barry Allen, those two were on Glee. From what I understand. So they can actually sing. And
like everybody in the cast of all the DC shows showed up who can sing. So
and we saw
Detective
those,
West showed up.
Yeah, we saw those behind the scenes things a couple of seasons ago where they would sit around and all kind of sing.
Yeah, which is probably how they got to do the episode. But anyways, we'll talk about Flash in a second. But the Supernatural Scooby-Doo cartoon episode, my only thing is like, why not? I mean, you're in season 13.
They did a puppet angel episode.
And it was a good episode. I had the same reaction though when they came out with that one where they're like, we're going to do a puppet episode, and we all went, that sounds stupid. It was good. So, and then there was there was some speculation. I won't say rumors, because rumors mean there's actually something behind them. Speculation is a better word. There were some speculations on the internet today of a Supernatural Flash crossover because Flash has got infinite Earths, right? And he can go back and forth in the planets and whatever, which they're abusing the shit out of this year. And there's portals into multiple dimensions in Supernatural, so you could make it make sense. However, if you're not going to have the Winchester boys show up at the end of Vampire Diaries, then you can't do a Flash Supernatural crossover.
Okay.
Well,
not sure I follow your logic, but sure.
So they were trying to, at least the Jensen and Sam and Dean, Jared and Jensen, spent an entire 2 years trying to get the end of Vampire Diaries, of the Impala coming up over the hill into the town where Vampire Diaries is.
Oh, and they're gonna
take out the vampires. They tried and tried. So if they're not gonna do that, you can't do, because now Supernatural is in the Arrowverse. And oh wait, I'm having a thought. You see the smoke? This is how we get Constantine to come back. Anyways,
Okay.
no,
He's already been in it.
he's already been in it. Yeah. Just I'm hoping. Anyways, Netflix did a little like a 3-minute trailer, kind of a behind the scenes thing where they are gonna do a 10-episode prequel of Jim Henson's classic, The Dark Crystal. Now, The Dark Crystal was awesome when I was a kid. It's all puppets, and it was just really, really well done. In a time where that was kind of the beginning of the end of practical stuff, and they were bringing in more. They were just starting to do more CGI kind of. Right. It was just the beginning of the CGI kind of trend and stuff, and so they're gonna do 10 episodes, and it's gonna happen. What did it say? 10 years before the film. So it's going to handle all of the creatures and kind of how they got from how they were before all the events of Dark Crystal kind of happened. But it's all going to be puppets, no CGI, and they're going to put some money behind it. They're already working on it, and they showed a bunch of the puppets and stuff. Jim Henson's creative group, their shop is making all the stuff. And then Louis Lintonier is executive producing it, and he did Now You See Me, and that was a lot of fun. The second one was not so good, but the first one was really good. So what is it time for Dark Crystal? Kind of
sure. I don't know. I never really got into the Dark Crystal. I know I'm terrible, but I never you know me and puppets.
Yeah.
Unless it's Sesame Street, and just
that's like the okay.
That's where puppets belong. It's
all
on
right.
Sesame Street.
And that's it. All right.
And that's it. Maybe Avenue Q. But I never got into the Dark Crystal, so I don't. The story means nothing to me.
I
maybe it'll be cool. Maybe I'll watch it and go, oh, now I need to go watch Dark Crystal. I don't know. I just
okay. That's fair. I think it's cool. They speaking of CW, they announced one of their shows for next season, and it's a full-on trailer. It's called Black Lightning. It's about a retired superhero who becomes a principal, but yet gang violence continues on in his neighborhood, and the gang is called the 100. So is it the 100 from the show?
From what show?
From the 100?
Oh, no.
No?
Because then they'd be the only ones left on Earth.
Oh, that's true. All these crossovers in my mind. I'm going to need a flow chart. So, what did you think of the trailer? Let's go with that first.
So, I kind of feel like we've seen this. It's called Luke Cage.
Luke Cage. That's racist.
No. Well, maybe that's why I feel that way.
Yeah.
But it's I don't know. It's trying to be urban, and CW has a very formulaic way of Arrow and Flash and
Supergirl
and the Vampire Diaries. They all feel very much the same, and this one seemed like it was trying to be dark and urban and gritty. So I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know, but then it seemed like they were throwing a couple of those family moments in there, and it was we'll see.
Yeah, it looks like they took Luke Cage and threw it in the blender of Arrow and Flash formula.
Yeah, very Flash.
It's very Flash with the family and yeah. But the darkness of Arrow, at least the darkness of the way it's shot in Arrow and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then they threw some inner city black people into the pile, and it just. I think it could be good.
It could be.
But there's two things that are kind of going against it. It looks like Luke Cage kind of has the same feel as Luke Cage, where the reluctant hero is thrust into the limelight again, but he's in it not because he wants to, because he feels like he has to. And then there's also they're putting it on Fridays, and Fridays is where TV shows go to die. I'm sorry, Agents of Shield, and Inhumans, but you know it. I like what they're trying to do. I'm having second thoughts on how it's going to work.
Well, I don't know. You know, they got rid of everything, right? They got rid of everything but Supernatural, Supergirl, Arrow, Flash, iZombie, and that was it. And they got rid of everything. And now, are they just gonna fill the channel full of supernatural superhero stuff?
If
because that's the first thing that came out was another one of those shows.
If that's what CW wants to do and make it that kind of thing,
and then they're just going to flood the market and nobody's going to care about any of it anymore.
That's true. But they did it with Frequency, which is a supernatural kind of talking to based off the movie, which was supernatural thing, but that didn't make it. And everybody apparently iZombie is amazing, but we have 1,001 shows and. Zombies don't do well with me and sleeping. So yeah, I'll hold out judgment. I'm always hopeful of people with getting jobs and staying on for years and years and years. And then Star Trek Discovery, the first trailer came out.
Yep.
Looked good.
Looks awesome.
We will never see it.
No.
Because it's on CBS's paid programming channel and not on regular TV.
But I thought that paid channel was... You just watched it a week before it came out on regular TV.
Maybe that's what it was. I feel... So I've never really liked the way that CBS has handled Star Trek. They've never really given it the proper push. They did with Next Generation, but it wasn't on CBS. It was on UPN or TBS or whatever it was back in the day.
Yeah. And, Fox, or CW and Fox, and it used to be UPN, whatever. So,
but I don't know how I feel about them. I understand what they're trying to do and being a streaming service and try to be Netflix and Hulu and Amazon and try to bring that in, but they're trying to be the old guard, trying to do new ideas, which I'm okay with, but you're messing with my boy here, and I love me some Star Trek, and
well, I'm not going to pay for another streaming channel.
No, that's the problem.
And they're also going to completely undercut, the cable channel, the cable providers, right?
Cable TV is going to lose its ass here in about 5 years because of that, but...
Well, cable TV or cable providers, two different things.
Yeah, that's true.
Cable TV, there's a lot of good stuff on FX and Spike and AMC, but cable providers, if all your standard TV channels, NBC, ABC, CBS, all those go to pay for streaming, why am I going to pay for cable?
Right.
Because I can watch Walking Dead on Netflix.
Yep.
And I can watch stuff on Hulu.
You can watch sporting events on Twitter now. So
and Roku or one of the other ones. Yeah, they do the...
Although every time you say Roku, I go, Roku.
No, we're not doing Beer Hunter.
No, okay. I think Star Trek Discovery looks very interesting. It's 10 years before the original series. And so it's gonna be interesting to see how they handle the lack of technology and a technology era. Does that make sense? So how do they handle? Because we know after watching Star Trek, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, the evolution of technology in the show. Now we have to go back 10 years back to but when they made Star Trek, it was in the 60s, so the technology of making TV shows and stuff like that wasn't there. But now we know what good CGI is, we know what good props are.
Well,
so I'm interested to see how that all is going to handle.
And just the technology, right? Because, the technology, the med bay and the communicators
right.
and all that, and the transporters and everything was very cool in the late 60s, right? And then as the shows progressed, things got, they had the replicator for the food, and we're like, oh, that's really cool, and that kind of stuff. So now if they're going to
Earl Grey, hot.
So now if they're going to go back, so is that kind of a letdown?
Yeah, that's where I'm kind of feeling it looks like it's shot beautifully.
Yeah.
And the prop comic, the prosthetics for the characters, the alien characters looks really cool. But if the tricorder isn't like a big giant brick and go when you open it up and the doors go so there's certain things, if there's not that binging in the background,
bing,
yeah, so stuff like that. If it's going to be 10 years before the original Star Trek, it has to have at least hints and stuff of that. It has to, or it's not going to make it more than one season, and then we'll sit around for another 10 years waiting for a good Star Trek series to come back up.
Just keep watching the movies.
They're everybody sign on and do a fourth one. So what do you guys think? Are you ready for a Scooby-Doo Supernatural crossover? Yes. Are you excited about Tom Hardy? Who is your... Calm down! And who's your pick for the Flash director and everything else that we talked about? Let us know. Comment on this video. Like this video. You can definitely catch up with us at Phoenix Comic-Con in 2 days. We will be there all weekend, 2 days. And you're distracting me, 2 days. Please come by, say hi. We will be giving out prizes as long as we have prizes to give away. Or
they tell us to get out.
Probably B more than A. So let us know. You can like us on Facebook at the Pop Culture Cult. We're at Pop Culture Cult 1, not 2, 1. On Instagram, and we're at pop_cult1 on Twitter. And if you go right here, this is the subscription button. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. And this right here is the Doctor Who review we did for Extremis.
2 days.
Say goodnight, John Boy.
Good night, John Boy.